Hi, welcome World. I'm Giovanni Corradini, Community Event Manager at Seedstars. We're about to start the Seedstars World episode number 2 in Asia. You should expect 6 exciting startup pitches and an announcement of who will be one of the startup finalists in Asia that will represent its country in the finals.
Hi, this is One Click Shop from the Kingdom of Bhutan.
Hi, I'm Dishan Basnaik. I'm the co-founder of HealthNet.
We are the first tech to represent Bhutan in Seedstars.
We are excited to be part of Seedstars competition.
We are excited to be part of the Seedstars competition.
How the selection process of winners at the Seedstars World Competition worked this year. Startups start with filling the application form. After the review, those who meet the minimum criteria get invited to the online Seedstars Academy. Throughout the academy, we monitor the performance of the entrepreneurs as they get assigned to courses and tests. Upon the completion of the academy, startup that score the highest get invited to meet with the Seedstars World team and mentors on one-on-one. As the last step, we invite outstanding experts in their fields as jury members to the online pitching episodes. All those components help us form a solid and complex decision on who Seedstars startup finalists are.
We have an amazing jury that will help us evaluate the 6 startups pitching in this regional episode. Bala Girisabala, Managing Director for APAC at Vista Consulting Group, India. Jihan Hara, Founder at Nest.io, Pakistan. Alan Bailochan, CEO at The Limited Ventures, Nepal. Anurag Malu, Head of Partnerships for Asia Pacific at Seedstars from India.
My name is Hannah Farouk, and I'm the founder of ELN, the e-learning network. Our vision is to democratize vocational education and empower and mobilize a global network of professionals. We're already doing half of this through our e-learning platform, where ultimately we do want to make it free, but currently, because we're not funded, so we are charging the users. And we would like to win Seedstars and get that funding so that we can work on the AI-based recruitment part of the software. I've been told that you guys are already aware of our 5-minute deck where you have all the other statistics. But just to give you a rough overview, we are a very experienced team. We're trying to hit a 6 trillion global market in education with another potential 2 to 3 trillion market in recruitment. We already have organic pull from about 20 countries. And we've been doubling our growth year on year without any funding. And our completion rate is 85% versus something like Coursera, which is 22%. Just to give this a little bit of focus, I wanted to actually show you guys in more detail what we've managed to achieve during COVID. So while other startups were struggling, we actually reduced our customer acquisition cost and we doubled our team and revenue. But the thing I'm most proud of is that while doing all of this, we increased our net profit margin from 5 to 25%.
Okay. Hey, Sana, what's your, how do you differentiate with, you mentioned Coursera. Mm-hmm. What are your key differentiators? Is it on the content? Is it on your approach or?
So we're targeting vocational education. So the kind of courses that we're doing are currently not even available on Coursera and Udemy. I was the only female entrepreneur selected by Google to go to Black Box, and there I actually met the CMO of Udacity and people from Coursera as well. And they confirmed that they're not going in the direction that we're going in because we're dealing with actual current vocations like teachers, carpenters, plumbers, and those kind of jobs, whereas they're going towards more highly tech and digital kind of skills and literacy. And also we're different because we will be adding recruitment to it, and we have a lot of data because of vocational training. We actually get to know a lot about their actual work competence, their personality skills, and they're with us for about 6 months to 2 years. So we get to know a lot about them. Actually, we gather a lot of data about them. And that's the kind of data that even LinkedIn doesn't have when they're matching employees to jobs. And that's the kind of data that Coursera doesn't track currently.
Okay. I saw your CAC is around $100.
Yeah.
Where are you using it? How are you acquiring them?
So we are acquiring them through multiple different channels. So we have social media on the usual LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have pay-per-click on Google Ads, but we also do SEO. So we do rank on the first page in most of our searches on Google and Bing as well.
So Sana, can you tell us what kind of an impact you've had since you started ELN in terms of the number of people reached and how it has made maybe some difference to their lives?
Absolutely. So basically, we do have a case study, and I'm not sure I think it is in the other pitch deck, but for example, if I give you a single case study of this learner, he was in the UK when, sorry, I'm not sure if you can actually see the rest of my screen, but he was in the UK when he actually registered to do the course with us, and then he moved to Belgium, and the course was still valid. It was a 2-year diploma, and then by then his wife didn't like it, so they both moved to Qatar, and there he started on a 2,000 Qatari Riyal job, and his employer told him that if he finishes our diploma, because it's recognized over there as well, his salary will automatically increase to 6,000. So we have actually certified about 1,500 people, and we've delivered about 40 to 50,000 hours worth of e-learning. We do have a very high profit margin, and our LTV is roughly about $500 per customer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's pitch is on SurePay, the online payment gateway that we thought the solution would be to establish a B2B platform for merchants to receive payments online. And that's how SurePay was born. SurePay has a very simple business model and is also integrated with almost all the payment instruments in Bangladesh. Both transaction volume and number of merchants have increased steadily over the last couple of years, with steep uptake happening during the last 6 months of this year. Also, the CAC has fallen around, below $125 this year. SurePay is one of the 2 payment systems operators licensed by Bangladesh Bank. And while it's already level 3 certified, we are currently undergoing PCI DSS certification. Thank you.
I think it's great to see fantastic momentum in the last quarter. What is beyond the fact that it's COVID time, what else is prompting the growth for you? Is there anything else beyond COVID? That's number one. Number two, this is going to be pretty busy, area. Everybody will jump into e-payments and payment gateways. How do you plan to grow and continue your differentiation in the market?
We are seeing quite a bit of interest from institutional users who are not, your traditional e-merchants. Like one of our largest clients is actually Bangladesh Ansar and Village Defense Party. It's kind of a paramilitary force, but they're using our gateway to collect very small, recruitment fees. So I'm really hopeful that we will be able to market our payment gateway to those areas or organizations which are either government or semi-government, and spread the gospel of having this wonderful tool that they can use. And on the other hand, we have also realized that by now there are all these they're called micro and small enterprises who will never have their e-commerce portals. So we are thinking of, building a QR code based solution to go to their shop, the grocery stores, for example, or people who sell on vans and really, really small merchants, and integrate them with this online payment gateway where the onus is actually on the buyer to use their smartphone as the payment gateway interface rather than the seller having to maintain this very expensive and cumbersome point of sale machines.
Your competitions might be coming from areas that were not into the payment space, like telcos and neobanks and other players that also wants to do payments, but their core competency might be in other areas. How are you seeing that in Bangladesh? And second is, you do have quite a bit of migrant workers overseas, and are you also integrating into payments coming from overseas for their families to do the payments back home?
Okay, it's like this. The market, the payments market is getting very, very fiercely competitive. You're right. Even the bigger MFSs, the mobile wallets, are also trying to grab this market, using all the market that they have. But our real claim to fame is we are the only payment gateway who are connected to all sorts of payment instruments. So if you're talking about one telco or one MFS or one card, they cannot acquire anything else. Whereas because we are a merchant service provider, we are integrated with any digital instrument that's there in the country, almost. So we always have that upper hand, so to speak. And on the remittance front, we are in talks with a bank to be their payment or remittance collection engine. Because in Bangladesh, the remittance landscape is even more restricted and regulated than the payments sector. So no entity who is not majority owned by a bank, like we are not, we cannot really do that out of, on our own.
Thanks everyone for being here. One Click Shop is value chain e-commerce integrated with export and import, where we focus on bridging the gap between manufacturers and consumers. In addition, with our B2B and B2C model of operation, we connect the farmers to the right buyers, eliminating the syndicate in market. We give platforms to local produce from international market, creating value in our economy. We have decentralized working environment with employees from underprivileged and rehabilitation background. Bhutan, being touched by technology only in recent times, upholds very big market opportunities. Neighboring India and China gives us huge market potential for export and import. Bhutan, being only carbon negative country in the world, we focused on electric delivery and policies of trash back for our consumers. With the pandemic this year, our sales have increased by 78% over the last few months, generating a total turnover of $300,000. And this is just with the capital we have raised ourselves. With the support from Seedstars, we are planning to expand all over the world, catering to each and every citizens of every nook and corner. By doing so, we are projecting a total sales increase by 50% and generating total revenue of $1 million by the end of next year. We look for your support in making company grow and go global. At One Click Shop, we continuously learn, unlearn, and relearn. And on top of that, the budget we are looking for is expansion on our brand, our distribution center, utilities, export and import, and we have growth rate of 28%. And with the pandemic, the growth rate has increased to 78%.
Specialize in any kind of delivery, or is it from direct merchants, or is it from restaurants, is it from local merchants? I mean, what do you deliver, and what's your radius of delivery?
Basically, we have our own stores and we have our own logistics, we have our own godown, and we have connection with a lot of manufacturers ourselves if it is local. And in terms of international also, we import and keep direct manufacturing link with the manufacturing company with most of the products. For few products it's not possible. In that case also, we have direct contact with the distributors, so that what we are really trying to do is we are trying to take out the middle people in the market, rather it be in export or rather it be in import. And we have our own store, so we give at the cheapest rate and cheapest as it is possible with our own logistics system in Bhutan.
That's going to be very capital intensive to buy and keep, and you are supplying, right? So Are you a store yourself doing the delivery? Are you the delivery, a startup? Because I was thinking you guys are delivery startup. Now you're saying you have your own stores and you are actually a store by yourself.
Yes, we started as very small, to be very frank, because we didn't have the capital with us, but we had the idea. So basically, we pitched our idea in business idea competition in Bhutan, and we emerged winners among 2,000 people there. After that, we got funding from banks. Then we started it very small, and we started to bring in one product, capitalizing it. Then two products, three products. Right now, we have more than 600 products, out of which 5 holds dealership of our own, and we directly bring it from farmers, and we have connected with all the distributors. So we are trying our best to grow. So the vision is very big. We started small. We got public also in the primary market, and we could raise all our. We raised 8.5 million nultrums, which is around $125,000, and with that we are growing right now.
You didn't say what kind of products. Is it grocery items? Is it fresh agriculture products? Is it,
it includes fresh agriculture products also.
Just let me finish. And also tell us a little about, the experience of your team. What kind of experience does it have to grow such a business to the scale that you obviously have a vision to do?
Yes. Thank you very much for your question. First of all, to talk about the products we are selling. Right now, we have the fresh agri things from the farmers and also groceries. The main focus is on groceries, the brand, non-brand, all kind of groceries, and with the farmers. And next year, we are going into cosmetics. We do have cosmetics right now, but it's all local and Indian made. Next month, a consignment from Korea is coming on Korean cosmetics. Then we are going on electronics also next year. So basically, we want to involve everything in one platform. Right now, it's more towards grocery and farm produce. And to talk about our team, me myself, I am the CEO of the company. I was a satellite engineer. I did my engineering from Staffordshire University in UK, and also I got another degree from Asian Pacific University in Malaysia. And the co-founder, Mr. Deepak Upreti, he has masters in South Asian economics. So we keep track of whatever is happening in South Asia, all the pestle analysis done, the legal background of how to do in whatever is happening in South Asia. And Mr. Zigal Sitting is another founder. He's qualified. He was a business analyst, and with his expertise, we plan on how to grow, basically. So this is the main team, and we have people working under us in various sectors.
Hi all, I'm Ashish Fernando. I'm the founder and CEO at iSchool Connect. If you run a search for study abroad consultants in your area, I'm sure you'll find at least a couple of them, right? But then you'll think, oh, there's a pandemic. I cannot really go and meet them. I need an online service that will help me find, say, my dream MBA in the US, right? Or it might be an undergraduate degree. So enter iSchool Connect. We started in 2017 as a Google Cloud sponsored marketplace that was focused on a do-it-yourself admissions ecosystem, right? We've now catered to a growing subscription base of about 35,000 students across the globe, spanning more than 35 countries. We have more than 650 institutional partners that work with us on a very unique SaaS licensing model than your typical revenue share model that other competitors offer. Our emphasis has also been on cutting edge AI, right? And we don't just say it. Imagine drafting your resume while our AI gives you feedback all in real time.
Ashish, I have one comment and two questions. I'll be a prospective customer. I have a teenager at home. We are looking at schools and colleges abroad. That's a comment. Question is, how big is the market? And once your engagement with your customer seems to be in a tight window, right? For just about a year. After that, they don't engage with you, right? So there will be a lot of churn. how do you plan to grow this?
It's a great question. Thank you for the question. So that's where we've gone in a completely different model, right? So we actually partner with institutions that first take those students from us, yes, but then they use all of our technology to engage those students while they're studying. And then we also work with them all the way through them trying to find jobs, right? So I like to call it, instead of assisting from after K through 12, we actually assist them from K through 20. So these are usually recurring customers, but we're just 2 years into the business, so I cannot really speak much to how successful that's going to be. But that's our goal, is to help them not just with getting an admit, but also finding jobs and engaging with those institutions that are partnered with us, right? So, and your other question was on the market size. So our market size is about 220 million students that study globally outside of their outside of their parent country. And it boils down to a total obtainable market of around 4.5 to 5 million for us.
I expect it to be 220 million. That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's why you're seeing so many of these startups sprouting up. Yeah, it's a market that's open for business, for sure.
Thank you.
Ashish, who are your strongest competitors, do you think?
Our strongest competitors in the market today are ApplyBoard. They're really strong in the Canadian admission space. They literally recently also went to unicorn status. We operate a lot more within the US, receiving students to the US, but of course we also engage with institutions in other countries. Apart from ApplyBoard, there's a couple more. There's Adventus out of Australia. There's also Leverage EDU, which is a much smaller player in India as well.
Ashish, I think quite a lot of academic institutions are now also going from on-prem education to online education. And how would that change your business model?
So just to give you a perspective, that's a totally valid point. Pre-COVID, we were doing about 400 to 500 registrations a month on the platform. Post-COVID, today we do about 4,000 registrations a month, right? So a lot of the students and their families are looking for online solutions, and our speculation is that it's going to remain. But on the other side, since it's a marketplace, there's a B2C and a B2B component, right? So on the B2B side, a lot of the institutions are seeing empty seats, and therefore they are also trying to engage with new high-tech solutions like us, right? And because we go in with a Google brand and some of our esteemed customers are Kaplan, we are really seeing a lot of traction on both sides of the market.
Everyone, good morning. Let me start. Do you know every 3 minutes, someone in the world dies from non-communicable disease? And we inspire to solve these challenges faced by these patients in helping them to take their medications continuously on time. Multiple studies have shown that failing to do so can shorten their lifespan by 10 to 15 years. We provide an ecosystem of services where patients can remotely order their medication while chatting to a pharmacist. Our concierge service manages prescription refills and doorstep deliveries. Our current revenue model is based on the medication we sell to these patients. Currently, the local market consists of 5 million NCD patients and approximately valued at $114 million US. We also have a successfully managed over 10,000 patients, fulfilled over 30,000 orders, and generated more than $1.6 million in revenue. Our biggest strength is our mobile app, the world's first pharma assistant, chat-based conversation e-commerce, allows patients to order and manage their regular medication in the most simpler and an effective manner. We are the pharmacy of the future.
This is a really growing market everywhere in India. For the past 2 years, I've only been ordering online for my pharmacy needs. So Ishan, how do you plan to differentiate? Because you are simply a a online purchasing platform for medicines, which can be get very commoditized, and we're already seeing that in India. There's a lot of competition and a lot of capital that goes into this to keep up and stay ahead of the race. So help us understand that.
I think it's a very good question. Thank you very much. I think we thought about this from the inception stage when we started her. And one of the things that we thought is that what is the unique proposition and what is the problem that we need to solve? We don't present ourselves to be an e-commerce, typical e-commerce platform where we deliver medicines to the doorstep. We want to take a step beyond that. That's why we emphasize that we focus on patients getting rid of non-communicable diseases. We are also not just focusing on delivering the medicines. It's just a part of it, but also helping to manage their conditions while simply allowing them to take their medications on time. Will increase medication adherence, improve medication knowledge, where they understand what they're taking, and also sorting their medications for them. Simply by
I still didn't understand how you are increasing the adherence.
So how we increase the adherence is that one of the steps that we follow is that we give the patient a pill reminder on the time that they are supposed to take their doses. And also we are giving them, we are basically supporting them to refill their medications before it runs out. One of the biggest problems that patients starts to face, and it's a fact, is that when you have to take 5 to 6 type of non-communicable medications, especially on the senior citizens, they sometimes miss out due to various reasons. And also, the caregivers and caretakers also sometimes miss out to give the medicines on time. So that's the way we track it down. And also we are introducing in the latter part of beginning of next year, actually, a pill pouching proposition where we will pack the doses, pack their doses dose by dose, medication dose by dose.
I'm just keen to know, since you offer so much advice, not just on adherence, but also on general health and all of that, are there any medical practitioners on your team? Are you not sort of hesitant to give advice that might result in perhaps affecting the patient negatively? Because that in the medical space is extremely important. Some things that you might advise the patient to do may actually hurt him. So I was wondering if you have medical practitioners on your team, if you have insurance to cover all of this.
Thank you very much for the question. We are very much aware of the complexity and the complexity of our business, because it's not just, delivering a loaf of bread or something like medicines is a very sensitive area. One of the areas that we really need to be mindful is that we shouldn't be sending the wrong medications to the wrong patient. So we have a very strict compliance processes that we follow. Being very specific to your question is that we don't have anyone professionally in our cadre to do that, but we do work with series of doctors outside our business, which is popular practitioners, physicians, cardiologists, so on and so forth. But what we do is we tell them to provide content, and they feature their content in our platform, and we educate patients through their advice. And even the series of webinars which conducted, you can even visit our Facebook page. You can see some of the webinars that we have conducted, all done by doctors in Sri Lanka. And these doctors are the ones who come and talk to our patients. What we do, we just provide and help that information to be passed on to our customers.
Founder and CEO of DLO Technologies. We are empowering one sector by digitization and automation, and empowering livelihood of their members through integrated online marketplace. Currently, we have 5 years of experience in water sector. We have 150 water operators as our clients. We have 500,000 households and 3 million consumers. All our system is enabled for online bill payment and online transaction, and the system already has mobile-based meter reading. The main problem we found in the water sector is water supply operators are operating manually, and there is a big problem of sustainability and transparency. And the community they represent lacking of market to sell local products, and we are solving it through our ERP solution, and we have enabled water operators to have ERP solutions, and the solution is integrated with a mobile application and website, so that their consumers, their customers can buy or sell products online.
Anal, this seems like your customer is a government, right? So you have to really work through them. What experience do you have in working and selling and managing governments?
Okay, thanks. Our customers is not government, but community managed water supply organizations are our customer, and we agree with your opinion that few customers, few clients are from government organizations, but we are focusing on community managed water supply organizations, and it's really very difficult to convince that topography, that type of community members to use our software technology. So it's really difficult in the beginning days, but these days, due to the pandemic and all, people are used to. Yeah, that's it.
So are you when you say community, you're talking about apartment complexes? Is that what you're talking about? Well, what do you mean by community?
No. Here in Nepal, water supply, water management is water supply managed by user communities. Say, in one village, if there are 10,000 households, they form a committee to what we call to prepare to construct to manage water supply to that community. So it's basically managed by that community.
I can understand the meter reading, but where does the e-com part that you're saying fit into this?
It's like we have integrated ERP that is used by water supply organizations, and those organizations have few consumers, few customers. The water supply operators are selling water to their customers, and we have mobile application that is used by those customers, and with that mobile application, they can check their dues, they can make bill payment through that mobile application. Along with, they can sell their local agriculture products through that mobile applications.
Tell us a little bit about the revenue that you've generated and how you expect to grow.
Okay, this revenue part. Actually, the sources of revenue are software licensing fees, AMC, and we're planning to charge transaction fees to do payment and e-commerce in near future. Our current revenue is 400K USD, and it's a 50% we make it net margin. And by 2025, we are expecting to onboard 4,000 water supply operators, which has 2.5 million households, and in total 12 million consumers will be solved through our technology. The annual revenue we expect by fifth year is 5 million USD.
This is the winner announcement for this episode of the Seedstars World Competition in Asia. Ashish from iSchool Connect, you're solving a very huge problem. When looking in this market, you will see all sorts of data all over the place. So the solution provided is definitely needed. And people are more than willing to pay for this solution. Also, so far you managed to onboard strong partners and COVID-19 has definitely provided a boost to your business. However, we think there is still a good potential to grow in terms of B2C conversion, and we are curious to see how your traction will evolve over the upcoming month. Sana from ELN, it is clear that you know what you're doing. Your first-hand experience as a teacher is really important, and vocational training is definitely a good and growing market to build upon. However, the challenge for you would be to grow your team and hire great talent to strengthen your position in the market and expand further. Fida from SurgePay. You're running a very impactful business. SurgePay has the potential to support a lot of companies in Bangladesh and ease the life of many consumers across the country. However, culture is still a barrier to overcome. And being a part of a scale game, we are concerned about the fierce competition that awaits you outside of Bangladesh. Dishana from HealthNet. You're addressing a very key problem, not only in Sri Lanka, but everywhere in the world. Your first mover advantage in the country has definitely resulted to be essential in your performance so far. However, scaling is essential in this business, and it is and will constitute a big challenge for you to address. Farsu from Diallo Technologies. You stood out for being a pioneer in the water management segment in Nepal. You offer an innovative solution, and your technology has the potential to positively impact organizations and individuals across the country. However, we had some doubts on your current business model and growth strategy for the future, as it seems you will need a lot of resources to implement it. Rohit and Deepak from One Click Shop Bhutan. You're tackling a big gap in the Bhutanese market. You have showed a good entrepreneurial mindset with your ability to raise funds despite the clear difficulties in such an ecosystem, and we really liked your social impact approach. However, we have some doubts on your ability to scaling operations in the upcoming future given your current business model. So now it is finally the time. The winner of this regional episode of the Seedstars World Competition in Asia is Sana from ELN. Congratulations.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I am speechless right now. I can't even say anything. But thank you so much for your support. And I mean, there's so many amazing people here, so many startups with such amazing profiles, and everyone has done so much. And I was just looking at the problems everyone is solving, and it's just amazing. To be honest, I didn't even think that we could make it. But thank you, and thank you, Giovanni, for all your support and your emails. I don't think we would have got this far without the support from Seedstars as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sana. And I would like, first of all, congratulations again. You're doing a great job, and I also like to thank all the other great entrepreneurs here. Ashish, Dishana, Rohit, and Deepak, Farsu, because you're all doing like an incredible job, and of course, like getting to select just one winner wasn't definitely an easy task. And also getting to the stage of our global competition is already like a huge achievement. And so thanks a lot, all of you, for joining us in this journey. Also, I would like to remind everyone else that this is just one of the 4 episodes in the region. So stay tuned for the other 3 episodes. They're gonna be broadcasted soon.